All right, folks, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us quickly. We're back here again for another day at the Ministry of Public Works. Just the other day, we were in the Clarendon area, and the Public Works Ministry, our demolition team, were demolishing structures along the road as efforts towards the construction or the expansion of the Japan Freeway. So we're talking about the Ministry of Public Works Bridge-to-Bridge project from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge as far as the Simple River Bridge, and of course, eventually beyond towards the Po River and Bomi end, and of course the Po Waterside end, because along this entire route there are several road projects that are ongoing now as the dry season is eventually so as you can see, we're in the Simple Bridge area this morning, and behind us the excavator has already started breaking down structures. But also, if you look closely, once we got here this morning, we saw the owners of structures already helping to demolish their own structure and removing the roofs, removing the zinc, and taking their belongings. That's before the Ministry of Public Works team arrived here quickly this morning. So as you can see behind us, the engineers are already here. We have the head for demolition from the Ministry of Public Works, who will try to talk to us and give us more details as it relates to this project. But this is the urban road. Sorry? So this is the urban road pavement project right here. If you come right here at the Simple Bridge, the signboard is placed there by the Ministry of Public Works, and the intent is to expand this particular route, because come to think of it, this place is the industrial part of Liberia, and it also leads towards the Sierra Leone border. So there's a lot of work that's going to be ongoing on this particular route during this dry season. So this entire process has already kick-started. They've done several demolitions along this route, and it continues here today, this afternoon, as the Ministry of Public Works and its entire team is here present. Also, there are police officers from the Liberia National Police who are also part of this process to ensure security as the demolition continues. But if you look around, you will see a bunch of debris that have already been removed by owners of structures. They have removed the roofs, the zinc, and they are transporting them to probably different locations. But this morning, the work is ongoing. There are bystanders also who are watching the process. So for those of you following, we'd like to say thanks for joining us on this broadcast, and keep following LNTV. We'll do this for a reasonable amount of time and show you the demolition process as it continues. But the distance from the previous road to the new stretch that the Public Works is kind of very wide, and it appears this will obviously might be a 4-lane access route leading towards town and also heading towards the Sierra Leone border, Bomi, the Po River, and so folks, thanks for following us and keep watching. We'll arrange now for probably the Public Works demolition head to talk to us about how they intend to work today, how long they intend to go, how far they intend to go with the demolition this afternoon here in the Simple Bridge area. But it's going a very reasonable distance as far as Po River to carry out the demolition this afternoon.
So folks, if you just joined in, we'd like to say welcome. This is LNTV Liberia Live. My name is Yasa Suba, and I'm here with my colleague Anthony Williams and Ayasin Yiba, as well as Aaron Tailu. So we just go here. We are specifically right after the St. Paul Rivers Bridge here in district number 17. And I mean, the continued process of the Ministry of Public Works with the demolition project has, kickstart. And I mean, it's just a continued process, because the other day they were there in Clarendon. We witnessed the Ministry of Public Works, carry on their work. And we went at the Free Port of Monrovia. And today we are here currently in the St. Paul River. So this is where we are at the St. Paul River Bridge. And And one thing that we have noticed since we got here is that we saw the citizens who have structure along their way. They started to demolish their own area before the Ministry of Public Works gets here earlier on today. So we witnessed citizens that have their properties along the way. We saw them, taking the plants, saw them taking all of their necessary materials they had in their various places, in their shop, in their houses, and so now we are seeing the presence. We're seeing the presence of the Liberia National Police. The citizens have gathered, to witness this process. I mean, it's something that has been going on for quite a month now. We have been bringing you this live coverage, so we are encouraging you wherever you are, however you join us, kindly like, follow, and share our live broadcast so others can know, so others can watch and know what's unfolding here. So we are still here at the St. Paul River Bridge and showcasing all of what that's happening here today. So my name is Yasa Suba. I'm here with my colleague Antonin, Aaron Tailu, and Ayesin Yeba. So we are here to bring you a full coverage of what's happening here today, of what's transpiring here today. So if you just joined us, I'd like to say welcome. Kindly leave your comments below so that we can be able to read your comments, we can be able to put forth your concerns, we can be able to answer some of the necessary questions that are in the comment section that we can speak to. But however, this is where we are, the demolition site. We are here bringing you a full coverage of what's happening here. We have citizens who have gathered here to witness this demolition process. And I mean, as you can see, this is just the normal process for the Ministry of Public Works demolition. So I think one thing that I've noticed here is that the Ministry of Public Works, while doing their work, they are not facing series of difficulties because the citizens themselves, thought it wise to take all of the necessary materials that they had in their various houses, in their various stores, so that way it would have been more easier for the Public Works to continue their work. So I mean, from what I've seen here so far, the citizens are complying. They are making this process easy because, like a lady said when was in Clarendon, she said development has to do with pain. So the citizens themselves have embraced this development carried on by the Ministry of Public Works in collaboration with Shikai. So I mean, folks, it's just a normal process, it's just a normal proceedings. So here we are here. The process is going on smooth. There is not enough difficulties, as compared to other places that we have been. For here is different because the citizens that has, their shops along the road, that live along this side of the road, they are complying. So I mean, it's a fruitful work here from the Ministry of Public Works. So we are here to showcase all of what is happening here. My name is Yasa Suba. Kindly share this live broadcast so others can join and know what's unfolding here this afternoon at the St. Paul River Bridge. So there's a saying, they say before full waste let better boss. So we have our brothers that are residing in this area, as the Ministry of Public Works continue their demolitions. Right after the structure has been demolished, we see them trying to take iron to be able to benefit. Aaron, I don't know whether you are seeing that. Like the saying goes, when food waste that food waste that better boss. We are seeing our brothers taking irons, taking other necessary materials to be able to use. I don't know if you have noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, they are brothers. They have to survive.
Right.
And so The other day around the Valentine end, we witnessed similar incident, and today again similar thing happening. So
Yes.
I mean, it's a regular thing. Even in the community, you see our brothers who are abusing drugs. You see them in the downside, trying to find material to go and do the regular business for survival. So yes, I mean, similar thing is applied here.
I mean, from what I've noticed here so far, Aaron, I don't know whether you have noticed that, but you know, when we got here, we observed people that are living in this area that have their properties along their way. They try, you know, taking all of their necessary materials that they have in their store, in their houses, before the Ministry of Public Works can come here to make this process move, you know, free for this exercise to continue. What do you observe?
Yeah, it is based on the prior notice that the Ministry of Public Works gave those who reside along the road, who making regular business here. So it was not the impromptu stuff. We were given prior notice to remove whatever they have that belonging. This place belongs to government, and people normally say development comes with fee. So if you want to have those who live around the Douala end experience traffic congestion on a regular basis. So in order to alleviate traffic congestion, you need a water road that will help commuter to commute to wherever they are going. Mind you, now this way we have, this is an international road, and we have 3 counties this way. So in order to avoid traffic, you need to expand the road. So the process is currently ongoing, and citizens themselves appreciate the government for this, and particularly the Ministry of Public Works giving a resident prior notice before coming to do the regular demolition exercise to pave the way for the construction of the 4 lane. I mean, it's laudable.
I mean, I will agree with you on that because, you know, the citizens themselves, you know, as you can see, if you can show the camera this right, you will see that they have gathered here to witness this process because, I mean, they themselves are embracing development, even though, you know, some of them were surviving on this route with their various shops, and some of them have their houses along the road, but they have embraced development, so they are complying in that way. The Ministry of Public Works is just carrying on their process smoothly, and we are also seeing the president of the Liberia National Police. They are here making sure that, you know, this process can continue on a free path, so that this demolition exercise can, you know, go forth with all of what the Ministry of Public Works is about to do here at the St. Paul River Bridge. So folks, if you just join us, we'd like to say welcome. This is LNTV. We are bringing this live broadcast from the St. Paul River. We are here to showcase all of what that's happening here. So the Ministry of Public Works, they are here carrying on their normal exercise with the demolition. So the Ministry of Public Works, they are here carrying on their normal exercise as they normally do, Aaron, you know, and everybody have gathered from their various communities to witness this process where the Ministry of Public Works is carrying on. We are seeing a presence of police apparatus. They are here observing this process. So let us now take you to the other route where the demolition is carried on by the Ministry of Public Works. So if you see this, for this shop, you will notice that, you know, the shop owner have already taken all of their materials they had there, all of the necessary things that they needed. They have already taken it because they were given prior notice, and they have already taken all of their belongings. So this is where we are, folks. Kindly leave your comments below. Kindly leave your comments below for recognition. Let us see if we can read through the concerns and comment here from our live view. So let us now go to our Facebook Live for a few recognition. Let us go to our Facebook Live for recognition. So if you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome. So folks, let us now go to the comment section to bring you a few concerns. So Daniel say, I'm watching you from Minnesota, USA. Thank God for President JMB. Sir David So Aaron Wimpy say, great job by our government. Force say, good job. Abdul Duplessis, JMB, JKK. Aaron B. Morris says, good afternoon, good work for the government of Liberia. Ada Vamose, my president. Aaron B. Morris Jr. says, I'm watching from Kongwatan Iran Nigeria House. Jefferson Polakus Jr. says, good development. Mountain Sebi is watching. And I'm seeing a suggestion here, says rotate the camera. Yeah, we have already done that. Thank you for the concern. Morris and Gray say my vote at work. Chris is watching you from Buchanan. Mary Lincoln say, I just coming guys, I'm watching you from Atlanta, Georgia. What's going on? Can you please tell me? So the Ministry of Public Works in collaboration with Chikai has been carrying on the demolition process. And currently we are here at the St. Paul River Bridge. So if you just join, you can share our live broadcast so others can join too and know what's happening here. So Matthew Johnson say, my president, great job. I mean, just series of concerns. Kindly keep the concerns coming. Your comments are going to read it for a recognition. So folks, let us now take you. So folks, let us just show you what's happening around here. Like we said, the citizens have embraced this development. Have embraced this development. So some of them have already started to, take all of the various goods that they have in their shops so that this process can go on smoothly. So let us just show you what's happening here. Let us show you the amount of people that are here to witness this process, and let us show you how this.
Yeah, so some of these structures you're looking at, out of the early warning that was given to the owners of the structures, you can notice that they themselves started demolishing some of their structures, like these ones you're looking at. They themselves started the demolition. They removed the roofs, took out some valuables, and right ahead of you there's another one there. Also, they themselves demolished. So it also helps the process with the Ministry of Public Works, making sure their work is not difficult. So the supervisor for the demolition is right there. We'll see if we can talk to him once he have time to tell us what he make of this process already. But I mean, the process is ongoing, and bystanders who might want to talk to, I guess, provided if they are. But again, there's also the police, like we keep saying, the police are also here to help guide the process as the demolition continues. You know, there are obviously folks who are also agitating. Though, according to the Ministry of Public Works, they've informed all of these people to, to remove or to leave government property. And obviously, everyone will have for time. Everyone keeps saying they need time, of course, but I mean, government is ready, so once you're aware where you are, you're spotting, it's obvious you have to be preparing. But again, of course, these are folks doing business and they've got their own shortcomings, so they're also asking that some of these things be addressed. Another thing I've noticed, yes, while the demolition is taking place, the Ministry of Public Works is also clearing the debris from the ground as they are breaking down the structures. They have another moving equipment and these giant size trucks that will help them to remove the debris and probably take them to other locations for use or for disposal.
Yes, Anthony, and matter of fact, they gave them time to be able to get their things out, and we are noticing that they have also complied with what the letter says from the Ministry of Public Works, so that the process can be carried on. Good, but let's see if we can speak with a member of the team from the Ministry of Public Works. Let us now move to see how best we can speak with.
So thank you, Aaron. So with us this afternoon, we have representatives from the Ministry of Public Works. We also have the supervisor here for the demolition process, but they will both introduce themselves and they can give us some details as to what the process is going to look like today, maybe how long they intend to cover, how many structures are in the way, and also I'm concerned, are they going to create a detour to help with the traffic congestion? And also during the road construction project, do they have other roads on the side, other detours that they intend to use to decongest the traffic as this road construction project continues? But let's talk about the demolition. Let's join the supervisor himself. Sir, thank you very much again. We meet again, huh? Yes, most times we'll come, we'll obviously meet you, and you've been doing a great job in talking to us and telling us how far the process is going. But bring us up to speed as to this morning's or this afternoon's operation.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm Sylvester Nyokoro. I'm the supervisor for this project from St. Paul Bridge to Pool River. I'm here with my dynamic director, Honorable Stephen Escamara, the director for zoning. So, there are three questions will be answered. He will be answered most of the technical questions because it's there. So, our work is to do the demolition from St. Paul Bridge to Pool River. So on the left, initially we're having 88 feet and we are reduced it to 60 feet, and on the right we have 68 feet and we reduce it to 48 because most of the properties along the land, and because government aim is not to destroy property, so it's to provide asset to the community.
So how long today's operation is going to go? Are we going as far as the Pool River Bridge? How far are we going today?
Okay, so in 4 days time we finish the work to Pool River, but my boss will come in too.
All right, so introduce yourself, then you get all details.
My name is Stephen Escamara, National Zoning Director at the Ministry of Public Works. As it relates to the question that you just asked, the entire work is scheduled for like 10 days from St. Paul's Bridge to Pool River. So the process just began today, and we will see how long it will go. But the entire process is scheduled for 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah.
And I was also speaking about some detours, if there are those in the plan to assist with traffic congestion as we go ahead with this work.
Right now, we are not creating any detour because, as you can see, the project will not actually affect the traffic.
Okay.
The entire demolition is not going to affect the traffic.
Okay.
So what we are going to do, we are going to do it step by step. That is, if we are dealing with the left side, we're going to continue until we reach at Pool River. Okay. So from there, we cross to the right side. Once they come along.
What's the level of cooperation from owners of structures along the road? Because we're also having some of them agitating, they're still requesting for time, though we have been told that they were informed priorly.
As you can see for yourself, before the demolition today, as you can see, most of the owners of those projects, they have started on their self-demolition. So that tells you that we are actually on course and they are cooperating with us.
Okay. All right, so we'll look forward for more details as we move on. Maybe we'll talk to you a few times along the road and as we continue on the demolition.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So, folks, we were just speaking to some of the engineers from the Ministry of Public Works, and you heard it from them. It's going to take them 10 days to do this work. Today marks the first day from St. Paul Bridge towards the Pool River. Yeah, urban road pavement project. Also, you can call it a bridge-to-bridge project. And the demolition also started in Claratown and other places, and it continues from the St. Paul River Bridge here this afternoon. So keep following us. We'll rejoin them once we have additional questions to ask.
So folks, if you just joined us, this is LNTV Liberia Live. My name is Yasa Suba, and I'm coming to you live right before the demolition scene, where the Ministry of Public Works has continued with its demolition process. We were in Claratown the other day. We were in Freeport, so it's just a continuing process. Today we are here at the St. Paul River's Bridge, and the process continues. So I'd like to say thank you for following us. So let us now speak to our community together. Hello, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chokon David, the General Chairman of United Gateway Community.
Sorry, come again.
Chokon David, General Chairman of United Gateway Community.
So, what do you have to say to the public about this project?
Oh, the process, I'm very happy because our government mandate. We got the now government mandate. But the problem how is that government should go down. I think we will speak to government. Government should go down to speak to government to who are in for the project to see how we can engage them for our people to get extended time, but no way of done. Okay. So when we see them, we're happy.
Okay. So you are happy to embrace it?
Yeah. Government.
So when we came here today, we noticed that all of these areas, people that own those businesses have already started to take their materials from in the various shops. We noticed that houses that were along the road, people have started to move out. Don't you think they have, received the letter and they have already accepted what the government says to them?
First of all, thank you very much, sir. I'm seeing you today. I'm very happy. They did not receive no certificate from government, but they know when government said this.
You did not receive.
I will not receive attention.
Okay.
So as a general chairman for the community, but what government say we should buy by it.
Okay, but what do you make of this project?
The project, I'm happy.
Okay.
Because we need development in our community.
Definitely.
In most of our country a lot. Because the bridge is connected another country, from here to Seven Room. It's an area that connected to Seven Room. I'm talking video, I'm speaking loudly to you on the media that I'm happy for the development, and tomorrow we all need development.
So what's the message you want to say to people that are watching?
The message I want to tell my people that everybody should be patient and be quiet. That government mandate, we should work in direct with government mandate. We are the local leadership for the communities. We should work along with government. These are our bosses. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for speaking.
Thank you.
So folks, that's one of the community dwellers who reside in this district. He's embracing development, and he's telling the government thank you for its effort to continue the demolition process here in the St. Paul River Bridge. But however, keep further. We are still coming to you live on the St. Paul River Bridge. My name is Yasa Suba, and I'm here with my colleague Anthony Williams, and we are here with Ayesin Yeba and Aaron Salu. So folks, let us now showcase what's happening here from the St. Paul River. So folks, let us see if we can showcase what's happening from that other side of the So folks will now move to that other side where the Ministry of Public Works happening demolition to show you what's happening there. So those that have their materials in their shops, they have already taken it out. They have parked it. As you can see, some have been placed in the truck. Kindly show this. As you can see, some have been placed in their various vehicles, and they are abiding by the process here. So folks, wherever you are, I would like to say welcome for joining us. We are still here bringing a live coverage. So leave your concerns below, so that if you have issues, we can be able to address it if we can. If not, kindly share our live broadcast so others can join. My name is Yasa Suba. I'm here with my colleague Aaron Talu answering with him. So another thing we have noticed today, unlike so whenever the demolition process finish, you notice that the earth moving equipment will pack the deck and be able to place it there in the various trucks. So we saw the first truck have already carried all of the deck that was here. So now there's another truck here, and they are trying to put all of the decks in those trucks to make the work easier for community dwellers here. So the earth moving machine, as you can see, is doing their best to see how best they can take all of these decks here to make the process smooth.
Many folks so the process continues actually. You're still seeing the machines breaking down structures, but at the same time removing the debris. This F-moving equipment are still breaking down structures, but at the same time removing the debris and taking them to probably for disposal or for reuse. You never know, because there are also other efforts that are being made to amend the conditions of the roads ahead. The road that leads to Tommy, it's quite deplorable, but of course there is work ongoing on that particular road. So there are several projects along this route, all separate. So, and of course you never stop seeing the folks coming to take stuff, removing steel rods, taking zinc, the plank, and everything that they can grab. The police is trying to restrict them, but again, there's just everywhere, all over the place. But keep leaving your comments to read them out for you. As it's an issue of national concern, of course. Development is everyone's business. So we appreciate if you continue leaving your comments so we read them out for you as you follow the broadcast. We got folks watching us from Minnesota. Someone says the same very thing happened in Ghana. Folks will not forget to bring out the Gerald Rowland story when in Ghana the demolition of structures was ongoing. So yes, that's a good memory to say. Mary Lincoln said, "Oh, that's good job, well done. Our government is getting there little by little." There are several concerns in the comment section, but thanks for leaving your comments and keep following us. So this is the Bridge to Bridge project. The project will be undertaken by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency called JICA between both the government of Liberia and Japan, and it's part of the expansion of the Japan Freeway project. And this one is the actual Bridge to Bridge project that starts on the St. Paul River, the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, in fact, from around Town to Freeport, Freeport to the St. Paul River Bridge, and eventually towards the Paul River. And of course, there's another project along the Bombing end that goes towards the Clay Junction, and then from the Clay Junction to Bowater side, or you can call it Genema, towards the Genema end. And then also from the Clay Junction also again, yes, of course, to Bombing or Tottenberg itself. So this entire route will be busy this dry season, very busy this dry season. And of course, also on the southeastern corridor, effective work will be ongoing along the Tapita. If already the Tapita end has already started receiving pavements at a very reasonable length, and then from the Tapita to Toasttown project also pending by the Ministry of Public Works, Toasttown to Kalu or Kanweke, and then eventually towards Fishtown. You obviously know from Fishtown to Harper is fully paved. From Harper to the Kavala River Bridge border, or you can see the Lolo border or Tabu border, also paved. So this speaks about road connectivity within the Mana River Union region, of course within Liberia, and also the urban pavement projects like this one that is within the Simple River Bridge community. So lots of ongoing road connectivity projects by the Ministry of Public Works. So it's ongoing here. So we thought to just come and highlight the work that is ongoing. We might be bringing this video to an end any moment from now. We started at around 2 p.m. this afternoon when the Public Works folks. So we're going like almost 40 minutes. So maybe at 45 or an hour, we can bring it to an end and we can call it a day. But let's just go a little closer to show the excavator during this thing. And then the guys here also obviously not gave the engineers a chance to do their work. They're still patching in the debris, grabbing stuff, moving here and there. But eventually we'll stay here bringing you updates. Just to show you what the demolition looks like. Bystanders in huge numbers watching the process. And of course the traffic has a free flow. There are no distractions. There are police officers along the road who are trying to ensure that the traffic is flowing properly. So let's go to the front and show you what the demolition process looks like. some of the structures are not quite difficult to be brought down, if you notice. Come to think of it, a lot of them were like very permanent structures, although folks were residing and doing business in them. But again, once you are aware that you are squatting somewhere, you obviously now want to build something so permanent because eventually the government can come for their spot anytime to start projects like this.
Yeah, so they are not permanent structure like you rightly said. So some of them were built just for business purpose, knowing fully well that this is an international road. At any point in time, national government would want to expand the road. Mind you, those who live this way, every time they face traffic congestion, more especially those who might be in critical condition, moving to hospital for faster health needs, they always face traffic congestion. So in my mind, it's a very good initiative by the government of Liberia to expand this particular road. This is an international road, and we also have 3 counties this way, and those who live there also need to move swiftly whenever there's a need to commute from one end to another end. So the government, in its mind, wants to expand this road to alleviate the issue of traffic congestion that people always face since 1847 in this particular route.
And I like the part where you mentioned that this route is an international road. I was speaking earlier about road connectivity within the Mana River Union Basin because come to think of it, this route leads towards Sierra Leone, and so obviously it has some economic viability attached to it because this part also resides in the industrial area of Liberia. You find a lot of factories, and huge businesses ongoing here. At the same time, mining is taking place right in Bomi. Mounting the huge giant-sized trucks plying this route. One of the reasons why, in fact, the roads, are getting damaged. There has been concerns raised along the Bomi end of giant-sized trucks, plying the route and getting it unpliable, for smaller vehicles. And so this project, like you said, will obviously bring some relief. And moreover, speaking of the expansion from its normal size to an even larger one, will obviously bring a relief. But speaking of the economic viability, folks will be able to trade in between Liberia and Sierra Leone faster than before, than what they were experiencing on previous difficult circumstances.
Yeah, to tell you that this road is very important. Remember some months ago, the Ministry of Transport built a toll bridge around the Bomi route. That route leading towards the Bowater side. There's a toll bridge that was constructed by the Ministry of Transport. It also tells you that the government wants to raise revenue from that as well. And you also have mining company in Bomi. This way you have 2 mining companies. You have one in Bomi and you also have one in Grand Caymon County. So, and the one in Bomi usually use their truck to transport iron ore from Bomi to the free port of Monrovia. So with the construction of this road now, I think those who currently taking iron ore from Bomi to the free port of Monrovia to be transported out of Liberia, there will be some cost attached to those who may be the road user at the particular time, so government can generate some revenue from them. So because looking at the iron ore, the weight of iron ore, and using iron ore on the asphalt pavement that intended for smaller cars, the road might not live to its lifespan. So it's one thing that the government also need to look at, and that mining company, the concession need to be revisited so that they can use a train track instead of using the road that intended for smaller vehicles.
Obviously, back in the day, the companies mining in that part of the country were using the train track, which is no more functional, of course. But obviously, that's a huge recommendation that might want to come in play. And another thing that will also help to contribute to that is the project between Liberia and Guinea, to have a free, movement policy and train track kind of agreement that's being worked on, who also contribute to that. But come to think of it, you did mention Grand Cape Mount, and Grand Cape Mount is a county that has a huge touristic viability or tourist potentials. We have the Piso tourists out there. You know, in fact, the landscape itself for Grand Cape Town is quite touristic and fully attractive for tourists. And so, come to think of it, folks flying this road to go to Grand Cape Town, enjoy themselves, go to Wonkoyo resort and, you know, other tourist attractions. Obviously, the construction of this road will contribute greatly to that. So lots of potential that this road comes with, you know, and so, I mean, the demolition process is something that should be obviously, I mean, welcoming from what it looks like.
And to me, speaking of tourism, some months back, we took a road trip to Grand Cape Mokante, along with the Deputy Director General for New Media, and we saw a group for Germany. And normally, when it comes to Africa, they use the road to commute from one country to another country. So when we had an interview with them, one thing they said, Grand Cape Mokante is so beautiful. If this country were in Germany, the German government will rely only on this country. I mean, for
General fund.
Yes, for revenue generation. So that it caught my attention. So it tells you that Grand Cape Mokante is not only country that mining company is currently in and no mining go, but looking at the feature of Grand Cape Mokante, Grand Cape Mokante has one of the largest lake in Liberia. So looking at the feature of Grand Cape Mokante, I mean, in the city route, sport itself, the mountainous area, Grand Cape Mokante is one of the beautiful, I mean, cities that we can develop. I think I will give us enough revenue in Liberia.
Obviously, I mean, that's a good one. And come to think of it, as we speak, there are lots of development projects ongoing on this particular route and in the very Grand Cape Mokante area. Speaking of sports, the stadium is about to be renovated by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the LFA. Just the other day, the artificial turf was taken to Cape Mount to begin the process of renovating the stadium. So imagine there are sports activities and the roads are bad, they obviously will not connect. So once these roads are walked on, people can go to Grand Cape Mount, go and watch the county meet, come back the same very day, and you know, and it can boost the local economy because funds will leave from here and will fly over there. The local economy will boost, people will buy, people will sell. So yes, I mean, that's a key point. I mean, the construction or the enlargement of these roads will obviously contribute greatly to the local economy. But let's join Yasa to continue the conversation as it relates to the demolition process. We'll do this for like a few more minutes and then we can bring it to an end.
Thank you so much, Anthony Williams. So folks, like my colleague Rackley said, the process continues. I mean, we have been here covering this live from the Clarendon area as far as the St. Paul Rivers Bridge. So, like, you know, like people keep saying development comes with pain. So obviously, if you want to see the expansion of the road, there must be steps and processes that we need to take into consideration, and I think that's what's happening. So we have told you the citizen themselves has embraced this process. So that's one of the reasons you see it's going smooth here, and everyone is just here watching. We are seeing the Motorbikes brothers, they are here, you know, just watching this process. We are seeing community dwellers. Matter of fact, we spoke with one of the community dwellers that reside in this community, and you know, he expressed his concern and he spoke highly of this process, thanking the government of Liberia and also appreciating them for this process so far. And we were also able to speak with few workers from the Ministry of Public Works who explained to you how this process is run, and he also said that they're going to work for 10 days from the St. Paul Bridge to Bo Watersa, and that work gonna be done in 10 days. So like I normally say, if you have concern, you have questions that you want to ask, kindly drop it in our comment section, but also share our videos so other Liberians can know what's happening here. Other Liberians that are in Liberia and in and out of Liberia can know what's happening here on the demolitions scene. So my name is Yasa Suba. I'm here with my colleague Anthony and Aaron Salu. We are here bringing you a full coverage of what's happening. Matter of fact, we have been covering this activity from central town of Monrovia, and we are here today at the Central River. So another thing that I've noticed today is that unlike the other days, another thing that I've noticed today, whenever the earth moving machines, the various shops, you'll notice that another truck is here to be able to pack up the deck, to get it into the truck and be able to carry it to dispose it, I guess. I'm not sure. For disposal, I'm guessing. But I mean, that's the process. That's this process. So just follow and keep watching.
Correct. Very live.
So the process continues. This process continues for 10 working days. To see how best to expand the rules so that if you are bringing your goods into the country and you are using this route, you can be able to have a free way to transport it, and that way the traffic
Yeah.
What is your name? Sorry? What is your name? And what you want to say to the people that watch?
You said?
What you want to say about it?
No, the project is good for the project to go on, but it's very painful. But like in future, I know that will benefit tomorrow. Because if the road happen to be fixed, company going to kind of country and we're going to work. Because one of me not working with nothing. I wanted GM with nothing. Oh, they are in my house and there facing cold water and time milk. So they will benefit good for our fashion. Company kind of country and company can make us more work a job, will find job. But the work can be very tiny. They say company can some people got BB cars and they will need falling at JBC and need falling. When you coming from the Broadway way, you go so. When you come from the other way, you use the other bridge. So for me, I don't get promoted. Even though it hurts me, myself affected, my son and my brother are affected. But thank you, development being the country. You understand, my guess. So for me, I don't get promoted. People, but my heart is falling there.
Thank you.
My heart is falling there.
Thank you for speaking.
Thank you.
So folks, you just listened to one of the community dwellers here. She said her name is Fama. data, and she have embraced this development process. Like she really stated that development comes with pain, but however, it's gonna benefit us as Liberians. It's gonna help with the road expansion here in this side of the area. So if you're leaving from Broadwick going to town, obviously there might be, you know, reduce of traffic. So folks, the process continues. Let us now show you the site, the demolition site of what's happening here. So folks, we have been here, you know, bringing forth this live broadcast from the St. Paul Rivers Bridge. My colleague Anthony Williams and myself. If you have noticed, behind us there, the process continues. We were in the Clarendon area, from there went to Freeport, and we are here at the St. Paul Rivers Bridge. If you have noticed, you'll see that community dwellers are here. We have talked to two, and they have expressed interest in this development, even though, according to them, development comes with pain, but however, they have embraced this project because they believe that, you know, it's going to benefit them as Liberians. So if you are living from the Broadville side, you know, to go to town, there must be, you know, reduced in traffic. And once this development project ends, obviously the road going to be expanded. So I mean, it's a great development according to them. We have spoken to two of them. We also speak with the public work, you know, employees from the Ministry of Public Works.
Supervisor for demolition.
Okay, yes, and they told us that this process will continue for the next 10 days, Anthony. I mean, it's a great one. So let me now join my colleague Anthony Williams and see how best we can bring this live coverage to an end. My name is Yasta Suba, and I've been here today with my colleague.
My name is Anthony Williams, and we'd like to say thanks for watching. Keep following us. We might join the team on another day as they continue the demolition process. Thanks for watching.
I'm Thomas Numa Kerene Jr.
And you say you are what?
I'm Thomas Numa Kerene Jr. Yeah, that's my shop here, the job program.
Okay.
But I'm so happy because we need development. This is why we voted Joseph Waka, so that Liberia will be better. This is a main road from Sierra Leone to the city. We cannot have the area with a bunch of OO saying, you know, Russell, this is a rare step that President Waka is taking. I have no regret about breaking my shop. No regret.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.